Hmm. So we have in the top left, we have Harstem. He's down 1-0. He is the Blue Protoss on Team Fnatic. And in the bottom right, we have RainMan, who, to some surprise, is up 1-0 here. He's from Team Esports Club Visualize. He's RainMan.
King Sejong Station is going to be the map here. And I'm going to be really interested to see what Harstem's composition looks like this game.
So this is kind of interesting. Like Harstem is telling RainMan what he should be doing if he sees Phoenix response to mutas, but it's only regarding upgrades. But it's kind of this is interesting. Like, oh yeah, you totally beat me, but still, here's something what you could have done better. That's kind of what it means.
I think, looking back at that last game, especially in the mid game, I would argue a lot of the reason RainMan got quite far ahead was because of big mistakes on Harstem's side. That first engagement where he lost 5 sentries without the force fields, he was trying to multitask and maybe pushed himself a bit further than he's able to deal with. And that gave RainMan a good staging platform, and by no means am I trying to take away from what RainMan did, because he played a phenomenal game. But there was areas where Harstem can really neaten up, is probably the best way.
Yeah, I kind of have to admit that in some way it was kind of Harstem's game to lose. Like he was in a couple of really good positions in that game. But the fact that he's giving him advice here and he's saying like, oh, I'm kind of digging my own grave, kind of implies that he still feels really confident about advancing, and he will be going for the Forge Expand. Wait, he's actually cannon rushing. Whoa. Yeah, so this is an interesting. Oh, did he? Oh, yeah, okay, the probe's going to get away, but
there's no cannon. That was a pylon.
Yeah. Now there's another pylon, and oh, okay, I see what he did. Oh, I think he's practiced it, but I might be wrong. Holy crap, what a build.
That was just perfectly executed there by Harstem. It pretty much can't be stopped from this stage. Once you get that cannon in the center, there's nothing you can do. Waiting to see whether or not this natural base is cancelled. It should be. There we go.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and he blocks the third.
Okay, this
Holy
is
crap,
so
this is
frustrating. Blocking that third base is... Because the third base response is what you're going to do. You're just going to move in there and go, okay, I can't take my natural, I guess I'll go and take my third. Will be interesting to see if Harstem opts to just drop a cannon down there at the third base as well. Some Protoss players do, just to prevent that even longer.
Yeah, and now RainMan is banking 400 minerals and he's got nothing to spend it on. I'm not sure what RainMan means by that, but he has built a couple of links, and the probe is retreating to the safety of the cannon. There's already a cannon on the way at the natural, so he should be fine against any potential aggression. And right now it's just RainMan's game to catch up. The investment from Harstem, I feel, is minimal. Like maybe he could have cancelled one of the pylons, but still, he's in such a good spot already.
Fourth base, or natural base at the fourth, coming down from RainMan, who's also taking his third now. And while this is really the best you can do in a bad situation, it's still tough, because to get reinforcements to that fourth base is such a long way away. A big 2-base timing could be incredibly hard for RainMan to hold.
Yeah, I feel just a plain old gateway rush from Harstem could be really, really effective here. Of course, you don't want to, put all your money into that, but still, just having a bunch of stalkers out early and doing some good damage might be very effective. Good thing for RainMan though is that he has an Overlord in perfect position in order to, to spot anything that's coming out for Harstem.
It's such a great spot to stick those Overlords as well, RainMan, because most maps in Season 2 map pool, I think there's... I'm trying to think of it as every map, there may be one that doesn't. There's these nice little Overlord shelves where they're on the high ground and up against Protoss until there's the Mothership Core. There's no way you can see up there to actually pick it off with anything. And even then, the Overlord should be able to get away fairly safely.
Yeah, it's really a good way to good position to place it. I like the Stargate style. We've been seeing a lot of Stargate by Harstem, by the way. I like Stargate from a Protoss perspective. I like the Phoenix. I think it's a really well-designed unit.
Yep.
But even more so, I think out of all unit compositions, Stargate rewards skill and multitasking and micro the most.
I'd say Phoenix do. I think Phoenix are
Yeah.
one of the units with an incredibly high skill ceiling.
Exactly.
And that's really reflected when you see Phoenix up against Zerg, for example. You end up in situations where you can see 1,000, 1,500 resources lost on the Zerg side, and nothing lost by a Protoss. Because you can just move in, snipe a few drones, a queen maybe, and back out. And that just, if you got the APM, the multitasking to manage that, you do get rewarded so incredibly well.
Yeah. So first Phoenix is already on the way, as well as +1 attack. There's a couple of gateways being added on for Harstem. I don't think he's afraid at all of some sort of roach timing here from from RainMan. You could anticipate that if RainMan does decide to make a bunch of roaches, he would go and take out that cannon as the first thing he would do rather than attack. But yeah, the Phoenix is now revealed and he will be taking down this first Overlord.
And revealing the Phoenix isn't even a problem. It's probably in some ways quite good. It forces the Spore Crawlers out. But Spore Crawlers and Queens aren't a great response to Phoenix. They're really just the only response you can get. You can hold it off for a bit, but Phoenix can just move in, snipe a drone or two, and as long as they're microed well, you can get them out before a Spore and a Queen is able to do it. All the Spores provide is safety for the Queens.
Yeah, completely agree. And off the back of this, we have Harstem adding on the Robo.
Oh, the Zealot warping!
Oh yeah. Oh, this is
Whoa!
This is actually very nice, and you should kind of anticipate this. Actually, if he warps in a sentry or two, he can just force field off the ramp and take out the entire main.
Well, it's gonna be 9 Zealots now, going up against what is soon to be a lot of
Picking off
Zerglings.
a queen as well in a natural, or what is now is natural. Links are being added on frantically, but there's not even link speed out on the map, and these Zealots, they have +1 attack, so they're gonna chop so fast through these links, like they're literally getting two-shotted. And this is a disaster for RainMan. These Zealots are just so incredibly effective against this early tech from the Zerg.
The positioning of the Zealots is fantastic as well, minimizing the surface area thanks to their positioning, and those Lings are just being slaughtered.
Oh my god, it's a
GG is
mastery.
there.
It's a massacre, and RainMan, he knows he's done for, even though he had 11 roaches underway. I think it might have even not been a bad idea to just run away with his drones and wait for the roaches to finish, but no, he engaged and he lost, and we are going to go into game number 3.